covered so much of what I wanted to say. Joe left this earth accomplishing many good things, as you've heard, and planned on doing so much more. My job here is to tell you of his ongoing loyalty to Gilbert. He received many honors at Gilbert. In the 1960s, he became class president and president of other clubs, and was presented with the Harvard Book Prize in his junior year and the commendation of the National Merit Exam. When my husband was asked by a colleague one day, what prep school did you send your son to get into Princeton? And he said, well, Gilbert, of course. The questionnaire had sent his son to prep school in hopes of getting into a good college. I don't know whether he did or not. At Princeton, you heard, he received the BS in engineering and then further went on to the University of Oregon and to the University of Hartford, earning his master's in economics. Again, Gilbert came into the picture when Mr. David Nichols, his principal, called Joe, the substitute in math for Mr. Henry Terrell, who was the math teacher then, who was ill. Joe then went on with his jobs. He worked at the Center for the Environment of Man, analyzing property and casualty losses from automobile accidents, and then he continued his career at the Hartford Insurance Group doing actuarial research. On retirement, lo and behold, he came back to Gilbert to volunteer as a math tutor, which you've all heard, and helping with SAT preparation. Now Laura and Liz, his daughters, would like to say a few words.
Hi, everybody. So above all, my dad was an incredible man with a great brain and an even greater heart. He loved not only his family and would do anything for them, but also his close friends, Princeton University, the Hartford Insurance Group, and the place that he started his academic career, the Gilbert School. Even before I started college, my dad talked about how he was so excited to retire once I finished. That was his rule. Youngest kid graduates and then he could retire. Luckily, I finished on time. As a product of the insurance industry for 30 years, he was deeply devoted to his daily schedule, and he was so excited when he started thinking about working at Gilbert after he retired. He had folders with each student's name, and he would never tire making the 1-mile ride up to the school to tutor. He would talk in the afternoon about his time at school later that day, and I loved hearing his enthusiasm. He believed in keeping everything local and really believed in the Gilbert School. One of the millions of pieces of advice my dad told me before and during every activity I took part in, whether it was college, studying abroad, my first job, my second job, now my third job, he told me always to watch what is happening around me and to take note of the people and things that are going on. He was always observant of his family, of politics, of the world in general, and the point of his advice was to observe your surroundings because over time things will change, and it is important to be part of that change and to take note of everything that's happening. He believes so highly in the Gilbert School, and I know he would be very happy with the changes that are going on as we speak. When my sister and I first went off to college, me in 1999 and Laura in 2004, my dad began sending us notes every Friday night. He would write us a letter and PDF it to us, and we still have all these letters. But in closing, for each one of those letters, he'd write his goals for us. And his goals were for us to be happy, healthy, and self-sufficient with a good balance among all three. And I know that he'd wish that for every one of the Gilbert community. So in closing, on behalf of my father, on behalf of my family, I know he would be so humbled and so pleased with the